that why do you choose to live in a Western liberal democracy like Britain?
Good question.
If you believe that Islam is what dictates everything that you do.
So guys, this man wants to enjoy the freedoms that Britain gives him. Freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom of expression. But when it comes to others enjoying those same freedoms, listen to what he says.
Just to come in there, you've said that Sadiq Khan, for example, should choose between his faith and being London mayor. The two are not compatible. So aren't you saying there that essentially Islam doesn't have a place in our Western liberal democracy, that they are incompatible, that you can't, you've even said you shouldn't hold public office in this country if you are a true Muslim. You're saying essentially that Islam must be separate from the rest of Western society, and most people living in this country want to see an integrated society.
No, look, ultimately, I do believe, my personal view is that there is a fundamental incompatibility between holding high political office and being a believing and practicing Muslim. I remember Tim Farron of the Lib Dems, he's a practicing Christian. He stood down from that position as leader of the Lib Dems for that very reason. He felt that there was a fundamental incompatibility between, supporting things like LGBTQ pride and his personal convictions as a Christian. So it's the same principle here, is that I believe that, if you are in that position, which Sadiq Khan is, inevitably you'll be pressured to promote alcohol like he did the other day, or attend LGBTQ pride events. And that is fundamentally contradictory to his personal faith. And for me, Islam comes first. Your faith comes first, your relationship with God comes first, your afterlife comes first.
Roshan, a lot of people have put to you.
The question that comes to my mind is, why don't you find a place that's best suited to your needs? Find a country that's compatible with your way of life. It just makes life simple and easy for everybody.
Take the proper choice.
A lot of people have put to you online, and you've pushed back on this, that why do you choose to live in a Western liberal democracy like Britain?
Good question.
If you believe that Islam is what dictates everything that you do in your life, and that even if you're a true Muslim, you shouldn't be in a position of public office.
No, I think this is outrageous. Ultimately, supporting LGBTQ is not a condition of British citizenship. You can get on with your life, not even be involved in politics. And many Muslims and non-Muslims do that. Muslims ultimately are the only community told to leave if they have views which go against social norms.
Okay.
Pacifists who won't defend this country from foreign invasion are not told to leave. Christians who oppose abortion are not told to leave. It's only
Hold on. I just had to pause it there. He said Christians who oppose abortion are not asked to leave. Mate, it's a Christian country. No?
Muslims are actually told to leave the country if they don't agree with certain social norms.
You've sung the praises of Sharia law with regard to a hideous rape case, saying this is how Sharia law deals with rapists in Britain, they just get a jail sentence. So would you like to see Sharia law implemented in this country?
Well, we're 6.5% of the population. It's not realistic. It's a fantasy question. But yes, in my own personal life...
Well, if the population grew bigger, which it is projected to, would you support Sharia?
Yeah, maybe in 200 years, there'll be 25%.
Honestly, if you're a fish, don't leave a land. Go live in the ocean.
Muslims in this country, who knows, in 200 years' time. Look, I'll answer your question directly if you give me the space to do so. In my personal life, I am against anything that goes against Islam. So if I was Prime Minister, which would never happen, and as I said to you, I would never seek high public office, then yes, I would ban alcohol, I'd ban adultery, I'd ban homosexuality, I'd ban all these things which go against Islam. But ultimately, these are my personal views. Shoot me if you want to for my personal views.
You're in the UK enjoying the British freedoms, the freedom of expression, all right, the freedom of speech, okay, and you want to stop other people from enjoying it. Imagine the UK was a country where they said, if you're not Christian, you're not practicing Christian, you're not allowed to be here, any other faith is being banned. How are you going to survive here?
In my personal life, I am against anything that goes against Islam. So if I was prime minister, which would never happen, and as I said to you, I would never seek high public office, then yes, I would ban alcohol, I'd ban adultery, I'd ban homosexuality, I'd ban all these things which go against Islam. But ultimately, these are my personal views. Shoot me if you want to for my personal views. I'm not seeking them to impose them on anybody else, but
Okay.
I am seeking to preserve the purity of the Islamic faith amongst fellow believers.
Roshan, I think you made a good point before when you spoke about other religions and people that are strict observers of that religion not necessarily being that tolerant as well when it comes to issues like LGB issues. But the thing is...
LGB issues. Yo, why say like that?
You mentioned before about in this country in the 70s and 80s, we were pretty intolerant. That is absolutely true. But we've evolved. And I think in terms of compatibility, people look at Islam as being professed by you and say, well, this is not a religion that is prepared or willing to evolve and embrace things which now in this country are celebrated.
No, it's not a religion that is ready to evolve, and that's why it is a thriving religion. Christianity is a dead religion. Churches are empty because Christianity has changed with the wind.
But is it compatible, though? You may say it's a thriving religion, but...
Christianity is a dead religion. Guys, I have to laugh at this. Christianity is a dead religion. Oh, so sorry, man. Christianity is a dead religion. You come to a Christian country, they embrace you. They're like, oh, mate, come in. We embrace you. Yes, serve your God, enjoy, live your life. And you're like, no, you must come under us. How does that make sense?
But it's this issue of compatibility. You're saying it's not willing to evolve. If it's not willing to evolve, you're always going to come up against those who want you to evolve. And there lies tension.
Yeah, there'll always be intolerant people in the country, but we live in a multicultural society, and
there will always be intolerant people like you. Oh my days.
Those who want you to evolve. And there lies tension.
Yeah, there'll always be intolerant people in the country, but we live in a multicultural society, and we all have to rub along together without provoking hatred or violence.
Well, hang on, you just made
free speech is if I can just finish, please.
Yeah.
Free speech is the best thing about this country, in my point of view. It's a cornerstone of British society. We have to tolerate each other's opinions. I don't like your opinions. I don't like GB News. In my view, you're pumping out hatred of Muslims every single day. But I guess I just have to tolerate you, right?
Well, okay. Roshan Saleh, thank you very much indeed.
This man just contradicted himself. Like, I just kept hearing contradiction after contradiction after contradiction. Mate, okay, you come to the United Kingdom, right? It doesn't matter what your faith is. You have a right to worship your God, but you can't impose your faith on anybody else, all right? Freedom of expression, freedom of speech. If you come in to enjoy that freedom, yeah, if those freedoms allowed you to come in, then you shall afford others the right to enjoy that freedom, all right, without imposing your way on them. It just makes sense. You know what I mean? It makes sense. Simples. Anyway, this is my point of view. You know what I mean? What do you guys think? This guy cracks me up. Christianity is the dead religion. Anyway, guys, peace out.